Sanibona, ngaphambi singene kwivideo namuhla, ngithi angithathe lethuba ngibonge i-support nothando nesikhombise lona lingaphezu kokucabanga kwethu. Siyacela niqhubeke nisupporte njalo ngokubuka amavideo ethu, ungakhohlwa ukukhomenta, ushare, ulike. Siyafisa ukuzwa umbono wakho. Sicela ke singene kwivideo namuhla.
Statement by Nkosazana Bonganeni Zuma Mncube on the opening of a criminal case on matters of 17 South Africans in Ukraine. Open quotes. I, Nkosazana Bonganeni Zuma Mncube, a South African citizen and the firstborn daughter to former President Jacob Zuma, wish to address the matter of the 17 South African men who are trapped in the midst of the Ukraine-Russia war. These men were lured to Russia under false pretense and handed to a Russian mercenary group to fight in the Ukraine war without their knowledge or consent. Among these 17 men who are requesting the South African government for assistance are 8 of my family members. Driven by my moral obligation, I have opened a criminal case at the Sandton police station on the 22 of November 2025 at approximately 6:30 p.m. against the following individual for their key roles in the tragedy: Ms. Duduzile Zuma Sambudla, Mrs. Phokazi Xuma, Mr. Blessing Khoza. Having considered all the information available to me and the facts at my disposal, I believe these 3 individuals have contravened the following laws: Prevention and Combating of Trafficking in Persons Act, Regulations of Foreign Military Assistance Act, Common Law Act of Fraud. I urge South African government to expedite all diplomatic efforts to secure the immediate and safe return of our citizens. Furthermore, I call on all South Africans to be vigilant and not to fall prey to individuals offering too good to be true opportunities abroad, especially those involving travel to conflict zone. An extremely concerned South African citizen, Nkosazana Bonganeni Zuma Mncube, close quotes. Letha lesivuke ngayizolo ebeyisazisa ukuthi indodakazi endala ka former President Jacob Zuma ivule icala, ivulela udadewabo nalabo ababili ababalile mayelana nodaba lokukhulunywa lingamaruma. Akekho onolwazi oluphelele kwamanje, kodwa yena mhlawumbe unayo information yabantu okuthiwa bathathwa la babe u-22 mangenza iphutha, kodwa manje sekusele 17 base-Russia babe trainer ama-bodyguard, kodwa bafe bafakwa empini. So ngathi uDuduzile uyathinteka kulolu daba, so udadewabo hambile ovula icala. Ngesikhathi ngibona le post, because le article le letter ngiyithole ku-Facebook, abantu bebebuza ukuthi iphi case number pho. Ubrigadier Athlenda Mathe wayesiya confirm ukuthi ngempela icala livuliwe. Ngicela uzwe la.
Has registered a case at the Sandton police station against the 3 individuals. She accuses them of luring 17 South African men to Russia to get involved in the Ukrainian war without their knowledge and consent. So she alleges that these 17 men are stuck in between the Ukraine-Russia war, and she's urging police to investigate this particular matter. I can confirm that an inquiry docket has been registered. The matter was escalated to provincial level, but I've just got the confirmation that the police will be taking over the docket to investigate. We cannot determine or confirm the charges as yet because we are yet to investigate, still investigating all these allegations that there were 17 men that were taken to Ukraine, Russia rather, to fight in the Ukrainian war. So she alleges that upon arrival in Russia, they were then handed over to a Russian mercenary group to fight in the Ukrainian war without their full knowledge and consent. So that's what we'll be investigating. Investigating and the course will be taking over the docket.
Giving attention
relation to this particular case, we can confirm that the docket has been handed over to the Hawks Crimes Against the State Unit for further investigation. It is quite a serious case, very complex because it's transnational in nature. We are yet to interview the victims, the affected victims in this particular case, so we will not comment any further at this stage, but just to confirm that Ms. Nkosazana Zuma Mncube did open a case against 3 individuals alleging that they lured 17 South African men to Russia, where they were handed over to Russia mercenary groups to fight in the war in Ukraine without their consent and their knowledge. So this matter is under investigation, and it is being investigated by the Hawks Crimes Against the State Unit.
Abantu bokuqala basazisa ngalolu daba ngiyacabanga ukuthi News 24 or The Citizen ibona abasazisa ngalolu daba ukuthi kunamadoda awu17 astakile lapha eRussia asempini manje le khona phakathi kweRussia neUkraine. Basuka la eSouth Africa beyotrainwa zonke lezo zinto lezi ezibaliwe, kodwa yayikhomba iMK Party okuhambeke isikhathi ngeviki eliphelile abuya basazisa ukuthi cha umuntu okuyena othintekayo uDuduzile Zuma Sambule. Sizolinda ke sizwe ukuthi investigation izothini ngoba zokuthiwa lolu daba lithathwa ama-Hawks ebona abazoli-investigate. Unodaba futhi le-human trafficking elibala abantu abawu17 nabo abastake ngapha endaweni ekuthiwa kuse-Thailand. Ngilibonile ngeviki eliphelile kodwa ngangalinaka. Ngithe mase ngilungisela ukwenza le video ngase ngithi ake sikhulume nje nangalo lolu daba. Post engiyibonile beyibhalwe kanje: Agent alert of human trafficking syndicate in South Africa. Beware and save yourself and families. This pictured is a guy from Ezinambeni in Witbank, Mpumalanga province. He recruits for a human trafficking syndicate based in Thailand. The methods he used to recruit is he's telling you that you will work for a digital or telemarketing company in Thailand and you will be paid basic salary of $850 per month, which is equal to 14,500. And you will also get more commission for each sale you make. But when you get to Thailand, you are taken to the neighboring countries called Myanmar, where you are held at gunpoint, sleeps on the floor with hundreds of other traffic victims, where you are forced to scam people over the internet. If while he is trying to recruit and you figure out that the intention is for you to go and scam people overseas, he tells you that in Thailand and that you won't be the one actually scamming people. You just need to get your personal details from them and give them to the bosses, and the bosses will scam them, and you will get commission whenever a scam is successful. Wabuya ke lo sisi waposta kanje, wabhala kanje: now I've got the name in this guy recruiting people from Mpumalanga province for a human trafficking syndicate in Thailand. His name is Thembelani Yoko. So now I just need his exact home address in Ezinambeni in Witbank, Mpumalanga province. But I should get it very soon. Already got his voice note recruiting people and him talking about how they have to change their human trafficking routes. The case is coming together piece by piece.
Othumele le video ukhulume nomnini wepost wathi, "There is 22 South African, I'm part of them. We are trafficked to Thailand for work, but turn out to be the opposite. No, now we are stuck in Myanmar Immigration Center and they don't want to release us." Uthi lona, "Okay bafo, that's bad. I'd like to help." Uyaphendula nje, "I don't know how long can I hold on to this phone, but I'll send you pictures and videos." Uthi lo, "Please do that." Ile video bengikukhombisa yona.
A desperate plea from families. Parents, brothers and sisters are slowly losing hope that their loved ones will come back home. The young people traveled to Thailand after being promised job opportunities. Many of them were recruited by friends already in Thailand through social media platforms. Xolile Yoko's brother left in May this year, while others left soon after. Their families are concerned because communication with them has been lost.
I believe that everything was working okay with my brother. Since he was given this opportunity to go to Thailand, he was doing all the videos and showing us on his daily basis job that he was doing. Until recently, we find out it was a day after we talked to him that we can't get hold of him. And when we find out is that they've been separated from the others. He was arrested and the others were under the bridge and stuff. So my concern currently is that his situation of health is not safe because he's sick, and then again, he's a very allergy person. So his throat and stuff and sinus, they are just blocked. What we're facing right now is that we can't even communicate with him via WhatsApp. We're using Instagram, and some of us, we don't have such. We have to hear from others that are also located in our location. So it's very hard for us to understand because we don't even know what they eat there. Sometimes they say they don't eat at all. Sometimes they can't even drink. So when it's come to my brother's situation, it's even the others, because they are under the bridge. I don't know whether they are facing cold and stuff and rains. So what's happening there is not even okay with any one of us.
35-year-old Nonkululeko Xulu from KwaZulu-Natal says she was supposed to have left in June but could not go because of her parental duties. She explains the job description.
I won't be sure about the name of the company, but what I do know is these things start with the KK1, KK2 stuff, and it goes to, they are working in such a way, it's a network marketing. It goes with a crypto, a company called Crypto. We all know network marketing, if I'm not mistaken. And then you are called, you must be a good speaker in English, knows your computer very well, and umuntu okwazi communicate nabantu to sell your business very well. So in that way, when you are a seller, whatever you are selling must be held, and that person must buy whatever you are selling.
The families say authorities are sending them from pillar to post.
We did try to reach a Thailand embassy. I even have pictures of us there as a family. We went there, we tried to get help from these people, but unfortunately, I don't want to lie, we didn't get any help. I can't call it help because they only gave us cell phone numbers and email addresses. We went to DICO offices also. At DICO offices, at least they took names, ID numbers. They did interview us. They asked us, myself, to email them his passport, a copy, and all these things. But unfortunately, it didn't end well. For me, it didn't end well because till now, it's been 2 weeks. Nothing's happening. And now we are hearing that people, some of them, they're being brought back home. But my brother is still stuck at that site.
Udaba serious mawuza umndeni ukhuluma kanje ukhala nanokuthi bayile kwi department ye international relations lephethwe uMinister uRonald Lamola. Sizokhuluma ngayo ngoba kune statement ezimbili. Kune statement esiphuma kuBusisiwe Mkhwebane Foundation, kune statement esiphuma kumkhonto wesizwe phathi eMpumalanga. Esikhuluma lona lolu daba lamadoda u17 astake Russia. Thailand, not Russia, Thailand. Uma ngiphenya ngalolu daba, ngeke ngadibana nansi information.
Why is nobody in South Africa talking about this? Because this is absolutely insane. Nearly 200 South Africans are reportedly trapped in Thailand after being lured into a human trafficking ring. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly 200. Now, apparently, they were lured into the country through advertisements on social media. These advertisements said they were looking for young South African professionals, proficient in English, computer literate, and qualified in IT or marketing. They were promised well-paying jobs, free accommodation, and travel benefits as well. However, when they arrived, along with thousands of other victims from around the world, they were apparently forced into brutal treatment, physical torture, and forced labor, working 16 hours a day. And all of this literal slavery is allegedly at the hands of a Chinese mafia network. This sounds absolutely unreal, but it's happening apparently. 26 of these South Africans have thankfully been rescued and brought back to South Africa. However, almost 200 remain stranded in Southeast Asia at the moment, and our government is apparently working with various groups to try and bring them back home. I'll keep it.
Approximately 200 South Africans are being held against their will in Myanmar. Myanmar is a country that shares a border with Thailand. It is well known for its instability and conflicts. It all started with fake job advertisement that needed English teachers and online marketers, and all those kinds of jobs that young people can be vulnerable to. Upon arrival in Thailand, they were then transported to cross a river into Myanmar. I'm sure at this point they were not aware that they had crossed into yet another country. When they arrived, it was not an apartment or a beautiful place as promised, but it was a camp where they were now being held against their will, and they were not working as teachers as promised. They were not working all those lucrative jobs, but they were now forced to work as online scammers, such as romance scammers, cryptocurrency scammers, and all those kinds of scams that you can think of. They were now working the longest hours and were not able to complain, because if you do, it is alleged there would be physical discipline that comes with it. 3 of them managed to escape, only to fall into the hands of the police, who arrested them as if they were criminals, not noticing that these people are actually victims. They arrested them because they had entered the country illegally. They actually had no visa to be in that country. So for that reason, they arrested them. Remember, these were victims of human trafficking. These were victims of abuse. Instead of that country to assist these people, they decided to arrest them. They reached out to Be Brave to Love. Be Brave to Love is an NGO that helps in situations like this. I think they're just like your UNICEF, your Red Cross. But then Be Brave to Love was only able to repatriate 23 of them. They then reached out to DECO. DECO, again, is an NGO that is well known to operate in these conflict countries. But for some unknown reason, DECO said they were not... At first they DECO repatriated 39 of them, but then after that they said they were not going to repatriate any more South African citizens. I'm not sure whether this was because they did not have a budget for it, or because they had more countries to handle, or it's some political reason that they specifically said we are not repatriating any more South African citizens. I'm not really sure why that was, but whatever reason, it's just so unfair. And it's said, guys, these are the things that we always talk about, to say, if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. These jobs that are in the Middle East, these jobs that are in Asia, you need to think. I'm not saying real jobs don't exist. They do exist. But you need to really do your background check. You need to know what is going on, because these are the places where we are treated badly. Once we leave Africa as Africans, we are vulnerable to a lot of abuse, because people look at our skin color and they see something else. I'm not saying everybody out there who is not African is bad, but I'm saying we have experienced this with every other continent that we go into. We are facing these kinds of abuses. It can be one thing or the other. Let's just do background checks, educate our children that sometimes these jobs, they need to do background checks. Don't just get on a flight and travel without you knowing exactly where you are going. This is dangerous. It could actually have gone very badly. I'm glad that they are okay, and I hope that those ones that were arrested can be released. And I also hope for all 200 of them to be repatriated back home. They belong somewhere. These are children that belong to some families, that belong to a certain mother who right now is waiting for her children to come back home. Guys, in the comment section, I don't want people who are going to come with instigation of violence, instigation of division. This is a sensitive issue. It affects every other country. It's not just South Africa. It affects every other country. And be very careful when you comment on these things. You also have to think it's so easy to become a victim. It's very, very easy for your own child to be part of this. So be very careful as a parent, and let's warn our children to be careful when they do this job search online.
Lethi phuma kwi Busisiwe Mkhwebane Foundation bebe ibhalele the South African Department of International Relations and Cooperation. Bayibhala ku-address yakhona, bayibhala ngomhla ka-20 November 2025. Ithi to whom it may concern, the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Mr. Ronald Lamola. Subject: urgent appeal for intervention in kidnapping of South African citizens abroad. I am writing in my capacity as the chairperson of Busisiwe Mkhwebane Foundation to express grave concern and urgency regarding the kidnapping of 17 South African citizens in Thailand, lured to Thailand with promise of employment but now being held in prison under deplorable living conditions. We respectfully request the immediate intervention of the South African government through its embassy in Thailand to ensure the safe and swift return of our clients. The following are full. Okay, bacishile ke amagama abantu. Nginawo wona kodwa angeke ngeze ngiwafunda bawavalile la. Ubeka uthi, I'm also willing to forward a copy of the identity documents of one of the above mentioned victims upon request by your ministry. These kidnapped individuals listed above were reportedly to have left South Africa on the 8th of August 2025 with the promise of employment at a digital marketing company. However, this was actually a crime syndicate that scammed people. The Thai police have since received the tip of this crime syndicate and raided their premises, arresting the aforementioned South African citizen along with citizens from other countries. Therefore, these South African citizens are currently imprisoned in Thailand. I have in my possession video footage of the current living conditions they face, and I'm willing to forward this footage to your department upon request. I also have a contact person from Myanmar who has more intricate details of the current location where they are being held, and I'm willing to forward you their contact info. Given the sensitivity and urgency of this situation, we kindly request that your department takes all necessary measures to engage with the relevant authorities in Thailand to facilitate their safe reparation. As the PM Foundation, we will appreciate your prompt attention to this critical matter and are available to provide any additional information required to expedite their release. Thank you for your urgent action, and we shall do follow up, monitor progress in this matter. Yours sincerely, wabhala ukuthi ubani ovela lapha ku PM Foundation. Sike statement esivela kumkhonto wesizwe party, kodwa isidingo sokusifunda sikho ngoba sosha lento le ekade ngilo ngiyifunda kule statement esivela kuyiBusisiwe Mkhwebane Foundation. I coincidence ukuthi labantu abastakile eThailand bawu17 kanalaba baseRussia bawu17. Coincidence. Ileyo nje coincidence ukuthi hayibo. Why beba yi17 abastake eThailand nabastake eRussia babe u17? Asazi ke department ayikasho lutho mayelana nalolu daba. Sozwa ngabo ukuthi bathini. Asibambe le video. Asibambe le video. Ngale kwalokho mina nawe sidibane kwivideo elandelayo. Bengithi nje angikwazise ngalolu daba lokuthi indodakazi ka former president uJacob Zuma endalo Mafungase uyena ovulela udadewabo nabanye ababili ecala. Emveni kwalapho amaphoyisa athi lolu daba eselinikeza ama-Hawks ukuthi wona azoliphenya. ngase ngithe uma ngibheka lo angadibana ukuthi kukhona nabanye abantu kodwa angazi mhlambe kuyakhulunywa ngabo yimo bengazange abe nenhlahla ukudibana nodaba lakhona likhulunywa sengithi angikwazisi ukuthi kunento enje eyenzakalayo.